Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. I'm just going to talk to you from a light worker point of view and explain things from a different perspective for a few minutes. Hope you're having a great day, by the way. As we ascend in higher in vibrational frequency, what happens is that actually the frequency, the highest frequency, obviously, is the emanations of God and eternity. So eternity vibrates at the highest vibrational frequency. You can liken it to a black hole. So the black hole itself, because it vibrates at a very, very high vibrational frequency, and put in a bunch of more varies until you can't fit them on the page, right? So the vibrational frequency of a black hole is super, super high. They determined that stars actually give off sound vibrational frequencies as well. They go into the high octave range. The reason is that time and gravity are intertwined. In fact, they're basically kind of the same thing. So when you have a higher vibrational frequency, what happens is that it produces what I'm going to call time shear. So when you have that time shear, when we have one person, let's say, raise their vibrational frequency, we're all connected. So we're all kind of raising our vibrational frequencies, but we're doing it in different rates. That produces some shear. So that shear is displayed in, it's kind of like our reality becomes smeared across, across time. And so what we're seeing sometimes is, for instance, I have a Star Wars poster I look at once in a while. I have it hanging up, and I could see Princess Leia's dress is kind of like, it looks almost tattered, but it's not. It's more detailed and more tattered. So that the creational aspect of it within itself has been that smeared. So it's actually reality itself is becoming more, how do you say it? More smeared in that way, but it's not a smear. It's more of a detailed. So when we look at the land masses on the U.S. and around the world, you're going to see, more detail, more time shear is basically what it is. So you're going to see that, and that's happening as we rise in vibrational frequency. As for instance, I'm tethered to eternity. That tether itself creates the time shear that smears everything, and that kind of like is, you could say it's the idea behind it is a tether. So if you take a stone, let's call it the plummet stone, and you take that stone, in biblical reference, look that up, it's very interesting. I think I've done a video about that before. So you take a plummet stone, that's a stone you tie a cord to, and you drop it into deep water. Well, then what you see is the cord itself is going to, vibrate differently, and then that vibration is carried on throughout reality. So what we have is you have that cord itself, and that vibrational frequency is what's going on. So when you have people raising their vibrational frequencies through being more spiritual minded, and that kundalini gets raised more and that vibrates out, that produces the shear that we see, which produces all these kind of things that we see out there propagating in the universe. As we get quicker in vibrational frequency, it changes our DNA to be more of a 12-strand DNA crystalline matrix. And what happens is when that actually changes, that goes up into a higher plane, and that plane goes beyond time, and then it translates back, and then that is part of creation. And there is is consciousness there, and that's God. And then what we see is the vibrational plane on our frequency is raised. So for instance, when we're on the outer skirts of the Sagittarius arm, when we're towards more 50 light years away from galactic center, and you're raising your higher vibrational frequency, now we're 25.8 something towards galactic center. That's just because the time shear of our vibrational frequencies, raised, and then it actually in sympathetic vibration with the center of the universe, which is the black hole, ended up centering here where we are now. And that's why the vibrational frequency of the sun changed, and that produces a greater higher vibration of light to see in the color spectrum, more white than yellow, because everything changed, not just the vibrational frequency of one thing. We view vibrational frequencies from a limited perspective. Most people have only a two-dimensional perspective on vibrational frequencies, and for a higher dimensional being, you see more vibrational frequencies, hence you see more changes. And as now we've achieved this higher vibrational state, it's interesting to see the actual, in fact, changes propagating throughout the universe and continuing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share. I hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.